Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to TM24 episode 41. I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that we keep making financial upgrades only to see the finances remain stagnant, at least at this point. So, difficulty level wise, it seems that anything we do is being offset. What I fear though is if we do an upgrade that isn't financially beneficial on paper, then it's going to be a detriment, meaning it's going to cost us more and make less, because that's what we're seeing with the ones that are supposed to be helping us. So I'm a little fearful right now of investing too quickly into something that won't have a positive impact, but at the same time, we're going to have to just make headway somewhere in this process in order to get better staff, in order to get better athletes. But part of this thought process includes, well, this. Staff spaces, we have plenty of overall available space for more staff as it is. But it looks like team space also includes more. Now, in the setup right now, we have 4. But here's the thing about what we do have. Ideally, for each staff hire that you have, they can do 3 roles total. Right now we're looking at a single member of our staff that is only used in 2 areas, but it's also a terrible member of our staff that we would very much like to replace as it is. And that might be one of the next kind of things to get into, is finding a better game plan manager. But I also think that we're very much in position to kind of make the next wave of hires, both in terms of athletes and in terms of staff, to match what they're bringing in. It just feels like it's time to put our money where our mouth is, right? And just grow and expand and see where it takes us. But of course, I'm fearful because we've spent years with no budget, and suddenly we're finding some. And our first wave of investment hasn't benefited. So where do you go from here? So I'm trying to pivot, but I'm afraid to pivot. I'm afraid of the consequences of falling right back into a trap of not having what we need. But with just 142 days left on Martina King's contract, that's got to be our top priority. We have got to retain our star, even though the revenue share is probably going to drop, which means, hey, there's that finance is already starting to dry up a little bit. Let's see what it's going to take to extend Martina King. Good news is she's super happy right now. That's great for us. I'm totally fine moving her up to a major player. 4 years. Fantastic. 422K, because that's literally what we have. She wants more than that, which is scary. We're going to use up all of our money. She wants to bring it down to 13%. 13% of revenue share. That is a massive hit, and that's going to dry up the funds real fast. She might not even sign that, too. She will. Okay. The bonus was the scary part because it was less than what she wanted. I mean, it was every dollar we have, which meant it would have been that and then some. 13%, though, is going to really cut into the earnings that we have right now. Contract signed. We have 34 cents. Grass period behind us. Of course, it's a short season as you're going from Roland Garros to Wimbledon just a short while later. But plus 3 spots in the rankings for King. 161 points, but it's 3 tournaments, 3 matches won. But it was 3, well, actually it really wasn't great, right? We had 2 either first or second round exits from tournaments that was a bit unexpected, and then we did okay at Wimbledon. Not a great stretch for us, besides getting long-term deal signed with King at great cost. As for Cross, plus 2 spots in the rankings, 56 points won, 4 wins in 7 matches, and a very similar payout to the last one, where we had 8 tournaments versus 3. For Noel, Move up a few spots in the rankings. Again, less points. That's going to be standard here. Again, 8 tournaments down to 3, but only 2 wins. So the prize money wasn't great, but not awful considering it was only 3. And Nava made more than the previous period. Scored a decent amount of points, moved up 7 spots in the rankings. So overall, as a team, pretty good stretch there. 57%, just a little bit better than what we did in the previous cycle. The injuries are really piling on at the moment. Cross with multiple things going on: shoulder, left knee, and wrist pain, tendonitis, and more pain, while Noelle has pain in her spine and a sprain to the left ankle of Nava. This is crazy to have 3/4 of our team down and out at the same time like this. And with all the successes we've had this season, satisfaction still is rather limited. So it's a 250 tournament, not that big. Palermo Open, and King is only a 4 seed at this one, so a lot of big time players have decided to show up here. We do have at least a good pathway into the quarterfinals, where Jabor is the likely opponent based on rankings anyway. Not the easiest path to get there either, but I would hope that King can return to form. And as we are back on clay, hopefully we'll be a little bit better with that. 6-2, 6-1 against Sloane Stevens here in the first round, and we continue on. Massive plus 22 in winners. Pretty decent opponent for round number 2. Yastremska. A very strong net play and pretty good web overall. I mean, no glaring weaknesses. The consistency and the court coverage aren't great, but court coverage not being great is our strong suit. So you'd say we have a real chance here, but we go down. So we're out in the second round. For the 3rd straight time we have failed at this level early. Bit of a worrying trend, especially when the bigger tournaments are what we're playing other than these, and the bigger tournaments are occupying a lot more of our time right now. -9 on the winners. Not bad on the unforced errors. I mean, just over the 10% mark. -4 in comparison. +2 in the forced errors department. Just a little behind on winners, and it's like we lost 1 set. Breakpoint saved was 2 of 2. We saved 4 of 5. She converted a single breakpoint. Like, this first one was each one holding serve, and we lose the tiebreaker by a point. And then we get broke a single time in the second set, and that's the game. That's how tight this was. Prize share also not what it once was, just 5K. Kayla Cross made the quarterfinal of a 115 tournament. Noelle was out in the first round, while Nava is still recovering from his injury. Noelle doing well this time through the quarterfinals, losing in the semis of a 100, but that's definitely a step in the right direction. It's the 2028 Games of Olympus, aka the Olympics. It's LA 28 and King. Not everybody's here. Not everybody can represent their countries. King comes in as the 11th seed, currently ranked 18th. You've got to be ranked pretty dang high, other than a few minor players that come in a little bit lower down. And yeah, not an easy path at all, not even out of the first round, let alone the second round, and certainly not the third round where you could face Andreeva. Not favorites at all for this one. Prize money is not what we're used to either. There's no points involved. This is one of those things where you're playing for a medal, and I don't think we're really competing for one. And it doesn't have great court coverage, though. It definitely gives us a chance. It's balanced. We are playing on home territory. It's going to give us at least a tiny advantage in that one. But it's the first round, so we're going to take this one really quickly. Let's just hope we can, make at least a little bit of a push here with the tournament, but I just don't think we're a challenger yet. Oh, come on. That lands right on the outer edge of the line, but it lands right on the line, just on the edge of it. It's very much touching the line. Harsh call on us. Still take the first game, though. And that first game was a break, so already right off the bat we're pushing ahead in this one, in this first set, doing something we didn't do in our last match, at all. Nearly dropped service there, but we hang on. It's 4-2, 4-3. Finally, she battles back, so what she's been threatening to do for a little bit, we find ourselves down 4-5 and serving to get level, and again hitting the line. Outer edge, yes, but hitting the line and not getting a call. But 30-15 on this must win to draw level. Each have broke once. But she served first, so she's got that leg up once again. 30 all. That one was actually out, only just, but out is out. 40-30. One hits the net, drops on her side. Very close. It was right at the top of the net, so could have bounced over. Nice. Do really well with those short little let-off ones that just quickly drop, take all the power off, just poke it over the net. That time, though, it looks like we try to do the same thing. For one thing, it was right down the middle. It would have been a pretty easy ball to play, but underplayed it anyway and played ourselves into trouble there. We did get that win, so it's 5-5, but her with service now quickly scoring the points, and we seem to be struggling here. She's clearly on the front foot. We're just struggling to get the ball back over the net, and we're down love 40. About to go down. Yeah, there it is. 5-6. Now we gotta win. Nice ace though, and we're suddenly on the front foot and quickly turn that into a 30 love. Very quick couple of points. We've only hit the ball like 3 times and we've already scored 2 points. Oh, nice, beautiful one right down the line with some power. And yes, we're really seeing the fact that Kenny doesn't have the court coverage that we have, even though she's a very strong player. Surprised we're ranked above her, really. Comfortably get that game. 6 games all, and it's the tiebreak. A very important tiebreak. Missing that one. We should have been able to reach that pretty easily, actually. Wasn't hit with that much power, and we had plenty of space. We were deep on the back line. Plenty of time to get over and get to it, and just couldn't reach it for some reason. Oh, and just as you think we have a winner hit, she reaches that one, but hits that long. She hits that one long. So we draw level. 1-all. Serving here. Quick winner that time, leading 2-1. Just where we need to be. So far it's hold, serve. Serve, doing the job for each, but she did get that advantage of going first. But then we got 2, so it gets us ahead for the time being anyway. Again, not reaching a ball that looks like we could have reached. Good return there, but then we follow it up with not a great opportunity. Oh, wow. Lucky. Under hit that ball, but hit the top of the net and it bounced over. And that's a nice winner. And now we're up 4-2 and serving. We're in a very strong position. And another quick winner. It's 5-2.
Fault. Second set.
That was close, but it was just out. And so was that. So 5-3. Serving another point before we get it back, and then a big unforced error there, and it's 5-4. We just allowed her back into this thing. 2 straight points. Oh, and then we just hit it long again. Back-to-back unforced errors. Not as bad as the previous one, and maybe somebody could have called that a forced error. It might have gone in the stats as one, but it looked pretty unforced to me. There you go. Oh, still did. She turned it into a winner. Not only does she reach an unreachable ball, but she then turns it into something 5 feet away from us that we can't reach. She hit it that hard, that precise. And we trail 5-6. We were up 5-2. Another unforced error. 3 unforced errors. And 1 winner that turns into her winner. And we dropped the first set.
Second set.
They said all there really is to compete for here is a medal. Like, you got to get into that final 3. But, well, final 4. And I don't think we're good enough to make that final 4 yet. Each have held serve so far, but we do take advantage and break her to go up 4-2, then 5-2. Another chance to break to draw level. This should be to finish the match off. A nice winner there. We're going to have to take it, though, to a third set.
Third set. Final set. 4. Second set.
Ooh, that was an ace. That was an ace. It very much touched the line and had so much curve, so much English on it that was gonna that was an ace for sure. But she stands there and
15-0.
talks the ump into calling that out.
30-15.
Nice one on the line there.
Fault.
We do
Second
open
set.
with serve for this third set.
Out. 40-15.
And at 40-15, it looks like we're gonna claim this first game, but she battles back to deuce. Takes the lead on us. Finally, we score a point, but we again go down. And again, draw level. This first game is one of those that wants to go on forever. But the advantage is constantly in her favor. We have not had an advantage until that point right there. She's had, what, 3 break points? We've saved 3 break points already, and then we take the game. Good job to stay alive and get back into that, but that game should have been won much, much sooner than it was. Oof. She's looking dangerous at the moment. She's come out to play here in this third set. We had a real hard time taking that first game, and then she very quickly just hammered us to get that second game. We do still manage to go up 2-1 though, and it was a little more comfortable, and we're starting to put up a challenge. So we survived the first couple of games unscathed, and now starting to take control as we break her and go up 3-1. This is an important one to not get broke, and she breaks us, so she gets right back into position. So a break is followed by a break, and we're back to level, up 4-3, 4-4.
Love 15.
It's a must win by here. We're pumped she's concerned. We've got a little advantage mentally, little advantage physically, but not enough for.
Love 30.
Ball was almost down the middle of the line, just slightly to the outer edge, but very much in. Oh, just got that. She attacks in. Drop her back.
15-40.
She breaks us. She breaks us. One extremely harsh call. A second questionable call. Like that one right there. Looks like it catches the line. But maybe not. Right, that's a very tight call. But the other one was 100% in. And 90% in. Right, the chance of it being called out was incredibly slim, and we lose the game because of it. And here we are, instead of up 5-4, and not in the driver's seat, right? Just doing what you got to do to push it to a tie break. And we're out. We're out. That call became the difference maker, because it should be 5-5 right now. But we blew it back in set number 1. It should have been a 2-set match and done. We blew it in set number 1. The ump blew one call. One call. That didn't decide the match. That did not decide the match. We were up in the third set just like we were in the second set. We didn't capitalize. We allowed her to break us right back to get level. And then that one call, yes, it was a decisive key moment. But that one call did not turn the match on us. We were trending the wrong direction. The whole middle and second half of that third set, and the 3-on-4 stairs in the tiebreaker of the first set. That's where we lost the match. First round exit, just 8K. Finances are definitely going to be a different matter now, as we're about to turn the month into August, and we're about to see debt for the first time this year. Masters tournament, and we aren't even seeded for this thing somehow. I suppose only 16 were, and we're the first one unseeded. And Emma Navarro is a second round matchup for us, but Peyton Stearns on a qualifier is going to be a tough first round match, tough second round match, tough third round match. There's nothing to suggest we're going to go very far in this tournament. We have beaten Stearns before, but it's going to be a tough match, and we squeeze out a perfect record against Stearns so far, surprisingly enough. Somebody who's underperforming, really. We do get Navarro in the second round. Kalinina, kind of the only upset. There's a few upsets further down the bracket. Another tough match on paper, but also Navarro, 1-0 all time, but now 1-1. Out in the second round, 5-7, 6-1, 3-6, +1 on winners, but -6 on the errors, +5 on the forced errors. She had 5 double faults. Like, where do we even lose this thing? We literally go 50-50, 90 points each of 180 played. How do you lose this one? We dominated one. That's how you lose this one. You absolutely dominate one set, but then you lose 2 close other ones. That's gerrymandering right there. And where the payouts would have been much, much larger a month ago, just 12,000 on this occasion. But luckily, it takes our debt and turns it back into a positive balance. We have 16K right now and nearly a positive balance for the month. Noel making a bit of a run, but losing in the quarterfinals, 100 tournament. That's still decent. 2 wins and a loss. You'll take those all day long. So, of course, the rest of our team, all having just had injuries that they're now recovered from, all 3 of them took a huge loss in their form due to the injuries. They don't have negative form necessarily right now, but we definitely don't have positive. We don't have excellent form with them as we once did. So performance is probably going to drop off. Meanwhile, another premier tournament for King, another time where she's just missed being seeded and has an incredibly tough path of Pegula and Fruvertova in the first couple of rounds, and Corey Goff in the third round if we are so lucky to get there. This could easily be a first round match, though it is balanced and we have better form. Pegula has mediocre form right now. Actually a decent chance to get through there. Very strong with her forehand, backhand, and return. And we win quite comfortably. Fruvertova is incredibly strong. Our best attribute. She matches in almost every single aspect. Fruvertova is 1-0 against us all time. It's going to take a great performance to beat her. She's also in excellent form. Probably a second round exit, one would think, and yes, it is. And not even really close. At least the payout is decent. At least we've had a good enough month to still have a positive balance, but this is just not looking like it was a short while ago. We are kind of only just hanging in there and just pulling out that positive balance. We might not be in a position again anytime the rest of this year to make any more upgrades. We might have to wait for the board payout at the end of the year, though it looks like we might be able to at least get by with a slight positive balance, but I don't know how many times we're going to replicate this one. We've had 2 premier events. We had the Olympics. We had some things that have helped pay out all in the last few weeks. It could be the difference between us having a negative balance versus just about making a little bit of bank. Still a couple weeks to go in August, though, so a little more of a chance. But when everybody else is earning $1,000, $2,000 per tournament, and King is only playing so many big tournaments, and calendar lightens up, it's going to be hard to maintain. It's going to be really hard to maintain. But at least we have made that progress of King signed long term, because obviously the entirety of the success we've had in this series has been down to the development of King, and that development continues. But we're definitely going to have to step away from facility upgrades for a little bit, and like I said, pivoting towards growth and expansion, but we've got to be able to make some bank before we can do that. So to give that a try, we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to be patient now, once again, as things were happening pretty rapidly, and suddenly I've caused that to dry up, but at least we've secured the future, the long-term future. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.